So I'm sitting there waiting for the manager to come, because the goofy wasn't a manager. Again, as we're talking, people around us are still getting food. I'm like, well, how the fuck is the kitchen closed and people still getting food, okay? The manager comes back, right, with 3 bodyguards, right? 3 security guards. You have to leave. I'm like, for what? With my friends, Nadine Day, Candid, Jewel. Join me on my journey as I embrace the culture of Ghana while exploring the globe candidly. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll always know when I upload. So I wanted to go ahead and tell the story about the time that I got kicked out of Sandbox. And the only reason why I really want to talk about it is because so many people right now are coming to Ghana, and I feel like one of the places that people always recommend is Sandbox. And I just want to let you know what to expect when you get there, okay? Because I haven't been there in a minute, and I'm sure it's still the same BS that I went through before, okay? Especially right now, because there's so many tourists that are here in Ghana. I definitely believe that is going on now. Sandbox is a very nice place. It's very upscale. They got a pool there. Everything there is really expensive. I don't feel like they cater to the Ghanaians or the locals that are here. I feel like the price point that they have is definitely catered to foreigners. For example, like their shisha, which is hookah, is like 250 cedis, maybe even more, right? And that's like $45 to $50. You can go to Zen Garden and pay $5 for their shisha. I feel like if I'm gonna come to a place like Sandbox, I expect some type of level of customer service, like I do. That's anywhere, that's anywhere, honestly. So yeah, so I went to Sandbox on a Sunday. That's usually the best day to go to Sandbox. If you want to turn up, you can go there anytime really, but if you want to turn up and it's evening time, Sunday is the best time really to do that. I feel like in Ghana, Sunday is the day to turn up, which I think is a little different, you know, because people usually work on Mondays, but Sunday is probably the littest day. I feel like it's Sunday. So it was me, my boo, who is Ghanaian, born and raised in Ghana, my friend Ethel, and my friend Achu, right? They are Ghanaian, but they live in the States as well. They actually work with me in the States, and so they were here visiting. So we all decided to hang out on a Sunday, and we were actually going there to go eat and go turn up, right? There was a minimum, like there was a table minimum where you had to order at least 4 appetizers off of the menu that they had. Like you couldn't just order 1, you had to order 4. So luckily it was 4 of us. So it was kind of like, you know, it made sense. Everybody was going to order their own thing, right? So we sat there, whatever. We waited for a server to come. Server didn't come. So the guys decided to go to the bar to go order us some drinks while we waited for our server. Okay, no problem. So me and Ethel is chatting it up, catching up, right? So no server comes. So we're actually looking for a server. We're looking for somebody to come help take our order. Server is nowhere to be found. So we see somebody that's actually like cleaning up a table. So we asked them like, you know, do you mind taking our order? And she was like, you know, I'm not the server, but I'll get the server for you. All right, cool. So we sit there, 10 minutes go by and we still waiting for a server to come. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous at this point now. So we asked another person that is actually going to a table and serving them. So we asked them like, hey, do you mind taking our order because our server hasn't came? She is telling us that they are not our server either and that they will go ahead and get our server. I'm like, okay, at this point, if you're not gonna take our order, I don't even want nothing, right? She was like, no, it's okay. I'll go get her, she'll be right back. All right, cool. Literally within 5 minutes, our server comes. I'm looking at her like, hey, how are you? You know, we've been here almost 30 minutes and you haven't said hello, you know? But at this point, I'm hungry, you know what I mean? Everybody hungry, so we ordered our food. She asked for our drink orders, but we have drinks because we already went to the bar and got the drinks, so that was no problem. So she leaves, right? So when she leaves, we're chatting it up, catching it up or whatever, and we looking at our server. We notice our server is helping this other table, right? It is a predominantly white table. They're white. It's probably like a group of 6 of them, right? And she's literally like breaking her back for this table, right? She's literally like, yes, madam, yes, please, all this stuff. Like she's literally going out the way to like go above and beyond with customer service. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm also looking at her like, ma'am, chill out. Like I felt like she was doing it because she wanted a tip from them. That's the only reason why I feel like anybody would have acted like she acted. Like she literally was drooling over this table. And we laughing at her because it's like, why the fuck is she doing this? Like, you be a little extra and we had to beg for you to come and take our order. You know what I mean? So yeah, we sitting there looking at her, acting a fool, right? She ends up coming back to us after the table had left. So when the table had left that she was drooling over, she like carried their food to the door. Like, it was this big old show, right? She comes to our table and she's like, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but the kitchen is closed. And she like, I'm so sorry, I forgot to put in the order, your table order, before the kitchen closed. And I'm like, well, the reason why you decided that you were gonna forget was because you were so worried about the other table. Like, had you not kissed their ass like they did, our food would be on its way, right? We came here to eat. Like, that's not okay. So I'm like, you know what? Where's the manager at? Because at this point, I'm very upset, and I know the reason why you forgot to put our order in was because you was doing that extra shit. You know what I mean? And I was getting upset because, one, I was hangry, okay? And two, because my boo is telling me to relax. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll just go somewhere else. And my other two friends are over here, like, not trying to say nothing. I'm like, y'all acting like I'm crazy. Like, y'all not upset? Like, we came here to eat. Like, and she literally forgot because of what she was doing. So I was getting kind of frustrated because it's like, why am I the only one that's upset, right? And I'm like, no, fuck that shit. I'm gonna say something. The culture in Ghana sometimes is that they don't want any problems, right? When something's wrong or they feel like they know something's wrong, they don't want to speak on it. And that's not how I am. I'm sorry. And it's not about me trying to change the culture or anything like that. If something's wrong, I'm going to speak up. See something, say something. We all got to learn here, okay? So I'm sitting there waiting for the manager to come. The manager, because the goofy wasn't a manager. He came or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, did she tell you the reason why, like, she forgot to put it on our order? And it's, again, as we're talking, people around us are still getting food. I'm like, well, how the fuck is the kitchen closed and people still getting food, okay? So he was like, you know, I'm so sorry this happened. You know, it won't happen again. I've talked to her. The only thing that we can go ahead and give you is chicken. We only have chicken wings. And I'm like, well, that's not what we ordered. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's okay. We'll share an order of chicken, right? We did not want chicken. That's not what we wanted. So they went ahead and he told us it had to be 4 orders of chicken. It couldn't just be 1 order of chicken, again, because there was a table minimum per table, right? And I'm like, sir, 1, we did not order chicken. We didn't want chicken. So why are you forcing us to get chicken? And 2, I'm okay with 1 order of chicken for all of us to share. And I think that that's the least that you can do, seeing that what we really wanted is no longer available, right? He was like, no, madam, I'm so sorry. You have to go ahead and order the 4 chicken. I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. Don't worry about it. We won't even eat nothing, okay? We'll go ahead and drink our drinks and we'll get the fuck up out of here, right? He leaves. Maybe like 10 minutes later, he comes back with 4 orders of chicken. He literally comes back to this table with 4 orders of chicken. And I'm looking at him like, did you misunderstand what I said? Because at this point, I think you're trying to be funny. Like, we're not doing this. We're not paying for this. Like, and there's the people that I'm with is literally still over here trying to tell me to calm down. And I'm literally, I mean, I can be extra. I could definitely be extra. And I could definitely be rude. But I was really trying to compose myself because I didn't want to act out. So I'm like, you know what? We're not paying for this. You can go ahead and take it back. We're not paying for it. We don't want it, right? And so he was like, oh no, you have to pay for this. I'm like, sir, you just make the situation worse for yourself because it's not happening. So I end up pulling out my phone, right? Because at this point, I'm like, mine is blown. I take a picture. I take a picture of the server that wanted to act a fool. And I took a picture of the manager that wanted to act a fool too. I'm like, you know what? What's your name? Take a picture of the name tag. Take a picture of her name tag. I'm like, all right, we ready to go, right? So the guy, the manager and the server, they walk away. The manager comes back, right, with 3 bodyguards, right? 3 security guards. You have to leave. I'm like, for what? Why am I leaving? Why are you telling me to go? Because you don't want to pay for your food. I'm like, do you even know what just happened? Like, don't be trying to come over here trying to demand somebody to leave and you don't know what the fuck is going on. But I guess because the manager wanted to go ahead and report me for taking a picture of him, that's the reason why he wanted me to leave, right? So the bodyguard saw that I was not about that life and I was not about to be sitting over here just thinking I'm about to pack up and go because you say so. okay? When I felt like I'm not in the wrong at all. So he takes me over to the corner. He's telling me, you know, madam, I heard what happened and I'm so sorry, but you took a picture of the little boy, and you know, here in Ghana, all people have is their name, and he doesn't know what you're gonna do with the picture, and you didn't ask for permission, and this and that, so I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And I'm like, sir, that is really the least of your worries, okay, about what I'm about to do with this picture. I said, I took a picture of this man because I'm definitely gonna go ahead and contact the owner because the service I received was definitely unacceptable, okay? So he's telling me, please just delete the picture. You don't have to leave. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm like, sir, we ready to go, okay? I'll go ahead and delete the picture. You know how on iPhone, you can go ahead and delete a picture and then it can go to your trash and you can recover it later? That's exactly what I did, okay? And I'm really trying my hardest not to go ahead and put this server and this manager on blast because I really want to insert the picture of them, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, because in the past, this is the customer service I'll be talking about here in Ghana. Like this literally, like, this was probably the worst experience because they were really trying to put me out for some bullshit, but it's normal, like it's normal. But so he was like, the next time that you come to Sandbox, you know, if you sort me out, I'll make sure they're taken care of. And I'm like, bruh, you're part of the problem too. Because I shouldn't have to be sorting anybody out to be getting good customer service. To be able to make sure that if I come and put my food order in, I ain't gotta worry that somebody's gonna forget to put in the food order. Like, I feel like me sorting you out, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what you gonna do? If that's what if you wanna pay for good customer service, that's what you gotta do. And honestly, I feel like the reason that she went like that for that table, the server, is because she thought that I was at a table full of Ghanaians, so I must be Ghanaian. They're not gonna get no, she's not gonna get no tip from this table, so I'm gonna go ahead and bust my ass for this white table because these black people, these Ghanaian people are not gonna go ahead and tip me. That's honestly what I thought it was, because I honestly feel like there's times where I go to restaurants and people go above and beyond, right, to make sure everything is okay for me. And I feel like it's because I'm American, black American, and they think I'm coming here with money, right? But I feel like because I was at a group table with Ghanaians, they basically outcasted our table and put the European table ahead of everybody. And I feel like that's how they do too with African Americans. They put African Americans above the Ghanaian people that come and spend their city here, you know, more than I would. So I think that just the whole like mindset of the customer service industry is definitely lacking. And that's the reason why I went ahead and started this Candid consulting company, because I definitely felt like I have credentials and the education to go ahead and back up what I'm saying when it comes to, you know, customer loyalty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally coming here and putting Sandbox on blast because of the experience that I had. And I can guarantee it. Had I sorted somebody out, it probably would not have happened. But I feel like I should not have to be paying somebody to get good customer service. Like, that shit is bogus. Like, it gets me so mad just thinking about it. But I wanted to go ahead and just share that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the story because it's definitely something that happens all the time. If you have a crazy experience about the customer service you experience, you know, worldwide, please let me know, because I know that Ghana is not the only, you know, country that has problems with it. But I definitely feel like I've had the weirdest customer service experience here in Ghana. Hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely kind of feel like I went on a rant, but again, I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember that if you're in Ghana, expect the unexpected because it's gonna get real, okay? And remember to create your own path and say it loud. Candid and proud.